All right, let's try this. I'm a little worried. My wife came out here and prettied up the area out here, and it does look prettier. But there's a couple of functions that I'm worried about because one of them is the dogs have to have enough room to get back here and get the balls when they roll underneath. And that tends to happen while I'm out here. So I want to continue talking, but I may have to get up and rearrange the furniture a little bit. We'll see. But right now, let me start off with some coffee. Mm, don't know what you got to get your day started, but here's to you and getting our routines going. Ah, okay. This will be the last time I talk about this because I really don't know what I'm talking about, which is not unusual. Usually I have a grain of understanding, and this one, there's I'm going to talk about the Secret Service and the failed attempt on Trump as far as technology is concerned. So they had some hearings, and the lady who was in charge, who was uh, tendered her resignation, wasn't very forthcoming. Very strange interview with her. I, I'm sure she was in shock and some other stuff, but it was very odd. So the thing I had talked about was the fact that I was discouraged by the lack of technology, especially in what they call their uh, tier three area, which is areas beyond the crowd, the immediate crowd around the president. And he um illuminated some of the failures, and they can't talk about too much about what they do and stuff like that, which is understandable. There's some stuff you keep close to the chest, but he did talk, pointed out that they had some cellular phone issues. Now, this happens a little bit when you have, um, and the cellular phone issue caused some of their surveillance and uh, drones and some of the other stuff not to function. When you have a big event and the cellular towers in the area are tapped out, in other words, they have been designed for a certain number of people in an area. And when that people explodes, as in an event, um, the cellular service becomes spotty. Very common occurrence. And if you design so that you need a continuous flow data or high amounts of data, it can cause quite a bit of problems. That being said, I think it's sad that they didn't have backup systems and alternatives. There are many different alternatives you can use that can be deployed if your cellular connections are not working correctly. But they didn't do that, evidently. Uh, Again, they don't tell you a lot, which is understandable. Um, but I'm a little more encouraged that they're actually trying to do that. It sounds like they just failed at it. Their words, not mine. He was very sad about the lack of ability to create something. And see, there she goes. She put her ball on the ground. Now they don't have enough space to get back there. So let me rearrange some furniture here for him. My wife made it pretty, but we need a little bit more space. Move, Luna. All right. Baloo, you got to get up. Yeah, that'll work. There we go. Now they have space to get back there and get around and get their balls. All right. So he said he was saddened by the amount of failures that had occurred that day, and said that pretty much things they had put in place were not working correctly. So there has been a desire to enhance, similar to what I was saying before, but it sounds like it was made somewhat fragile, which saddens me. As a technologist, I have many times tried to create layers of that ensure proper performance. I'll give you an example. Now, this I do know. So, in my software system that I work on, we have what's called integrated coding tests that run through and try and do a code coverage on everything. And then when we deploy, we have a set of uh, regression tests. It's a large set, and it goes through and does a regression test to make sure what we changed was what was needed. And we even have tests to test systems that are not ours. As we use other people's systems, we have tests that point to those systems and make sure that that system that we developed under is acting the same way in the test area and acting the same way in QA and in production. So we have tests to test other people's stuff. Those are the kind of layers that we do, and we're not in charge of a life. Just saying. So okay, like I said, I'm not gonna talk about this anymore because I'm not a big fan of uh, people throwing rocks at things they don't have um, intimate knowledge of, or they're being critical of. I try a lot more to look at opportunities and what people examples of things that people have done that were successful or things I've learned from other people. And I'll be able to do that next time. So there, I'm done. Secret Service, I hope you learned. Hope you improve. I hope you enhance so that we never have a scenario where this happens, where it gets this close to losing a president of the United States. All right. We will talk to you guys later. And Lena, let's head inside, okay?